So go ahead and open the internet. You can either do Safari or Google Chrome. Either way will work. And I want you to click up here on the address bar. And on this sheet that I'm giving you, there's a specific web address that you need to go to. It's goanimate.school/school/CMS library. And I've had a lot of times where kids have tried to just Google GoAnimate for schools and it doesn't work. You have to use the specific address. So go ahead there and you're going to log into your account. So for you guys, your login is going to be the username and password that's on the slip of paper that I'm going to give out. Okay, so once you get to this screen, you just need to click Make a Video in the top right corner. Once you've done that, it's going to give you a lot of different themes. I want you to look through those and find a theme that you like. So for mine, I'm going to click Comedy World and click Make a Video. Okay, so once it's loaded, you can look on the left side of the screen and see a lot of backgrounds that they've created for you. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through making your first slide. So for the first slide of this project, you're going to have a picture of your book cover. So I need you to go to Google and search images. And you're going to look for the cover of your book. And make sure you put the title and the author because a lot of the books, like The Three Little Pigs, have different versions. So you need to make sure that you get the correct one because that's part of your grade. So once you found your image, I want you to go ahead and save it into your ELA folder. Okay, so once you've saved it, I want you to go back to GoAnimate. And there's a little button over here that says Import Media. It kind of looks like a cloud with an arrow. I want you to click on that. And then I want you to go select that book cover where you saved it. And hit open. Next, it's going to give you options. You can either import it as a prop or a background. If you import it as a prop, it's going to put it in as a little image on the scene and you're going to be able to move it around. But you need to do this as a background because that's going to put it as your background image. So import as background. And then once it finishes uploading, you're going to add it to your scene. Okay, so now you can X out of that. So now that we've done that, we need to go ahead and save. This program doesn't really do autosave, so you're going to have to save it every time you do something big. So what you're going to do is click Save, and then you're going to name the file. I would say Craig, and this is second period, so I would put 2, and then put my name. And you'll click the green Save Only button. And you won't have to name it every time you save it, but do make sure that every time you do something, you click Save. Okay, So now we need to add a character. Most of the templates have the option to create a custom character. So to do that, make sure you've saved, because if you click create your own character and you haven't saved, it won't save your progress. And again, it'll give you a warning, so just click OK. And then it's going to bring you to this creator. You can either choose a character that they've already created and then edit it, or create your own. I'll just quickly walk you through making a character. You can pick their outfit, and you can change colors as well, but for time's sake, I'm just kind of going through it quickly. You can choose their hair. Okay, and then you can click Save, and it's going to add it to the characters that you can use on your template. So now you're going to have to go back into your video since you went out of it. So to get back to your video, go to Your Account, and then click on Your Videos. And then click on this Edit button, and it'll take you right back to where you were. And now when you go to your Characters tab, that custom character will be there. So now that you have a character, we're going to go ahead and add it to your title slide. All you have to do is click on that character, and usually it'll put them in the middle of your screen, so you can just click them and drag them off to the side, and you can resize them. You can make them smaller or bigger. And then when you click on the character, there's going to be a menu that appears on the side. It's going to give you some different options for things your character can do. If a box pops up like this, it means that you can make the character move. So, for example, she's running. So this box where you see her completely is where she'll start, and this box that's a little transparent is where she'll end. And then there's also a drop-down menu that says expression. You can change her facial expressions. And I'll just say mine's talking. So once you have your character on this page, you're going to click on the dialog box. You're going to have your character actually read the book. So to add your voice, you're going to click dialog and then do mic recording. So this will appear. You might get a little box that asks if you have permission to use the microphone or not. Just click accept and remember, and then it should let you use this feature. So when you're ready, you can click on the microphone and it'll count down, and then it'll tell you when it's recording. And make sure to watch this little green bar at the bottom. That tells you how loud you are, and that'll give you an idea of how loud your recording is going to be. So just click stop when you're finished, and you can either play your recording or go ahead and add it to your clip. Okay, and sometimes what you record is going to be longer than how long your scene was at the beginning. So if it gives you this little automatic scene duration button, just click adjust scene. And then once you've recorded your audio, just make sure you click save. And remember, just click that save only button and you can go back to editing. Okay, so now that we've created our title slide, we're going to go ahead and create the first page of our book. So I'm going to exit out of the character settings, and then I'm going to go back to our backgrounds. Okay, so I'm going to add the plus sign, and that's going to add on a scene. And I want to change the background to this one that's outside. So all I have to do is click on it, and then I don't really need this for my scene, so I can click on it and just delete it. Okay, so now I'm going to record my characters reading the first page. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. Okay, so we're going to add the voice. Okay, so now I need to add my props to the scene. So we'll exit out of that character menu again. And I want to add a tree, so I'm going to click on props. And you can scroll through all of these if you want to, that's fine. But I just want a tree, and I know exactly what I want. So I'm going to type in tree. And it's going to bring up all of the trees that are in the prop library. So there's my tree. And I'm going to make my character a little smaller. Okay, and my scene also talks about a little boy. So I'll go to my characters menu. And I'll add a picture of a boy. Okay, so that's all I had to do for my first page. So again, make sure you click save. And now I want you to go record the first page of your book. Okay, so one more thing I want to mention. You can also add music to each scene, and you do need to have music or sound effects. So for example, there could be a bird in my tree, so I'm going to click on the bird sound effect and bring it down here. And it'll go on this bar with the music note. So if you play it, it's probably going to be pretty loud. So what you can do is go to the volume and maybe do 10%. And then if you also want to have background music, you can bring it down here and change that volume. Okay, and so now all you have to do is keep repeating the process and adding in your slides. And then if you ever want to see what it looks like, all you have to do is click preview. The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. Okay, so you can use that to kind of see what progress you're making, see if you need to change something. So now I want you to just go through and keep doing your pages. If you have any questions, please just let me know, or let Miss Craig or Miss Dawkins know, and I will get them an answer.